everyone, welcome back to Rock Security, where you can learn how to protect yourself online and get insights into the cybersecurity world. If you're new here, my name is Roxana, and today I'm bringing you another topic on cybersecurity. Particularly, we're gonna talk about VPNs. What are they? Why do you need one? How does it work? And what does it hide? So we're gonna answer all these questions. Let's get into it. So what's a VPN? A VPN is a virtual private network, as the name says, that gives you online privacy and anonymity by creating a private network from a public internet connection. VPN masks your internet protocol or IP address, so your online actions are virtually untraceable. Most important, VPN services establish secure and encrypted connection to provide greater privacy than even a secure Wi-Fi hotspot. So VPNs are the bee's knees nowadays. You know what I'm talking about. I've been talking about VPNs for so long, and here I am doing videos about it. So wow, we're here. We finally got here into our journey. So it's very important, but why do you need one? When it comes to surfing the web and being on public networks and so on, you have to protect all the data that is going around the internet when it links to you and the device that you're doing. This is a bad way of explaining it, but I can't figure out how to explain it, but you know what I mean. Data goes from server to server to server to server to your device, the other way around, and that data needs to be protected. That's how it is technically. Because I have a ton of videos telling you why that data needs to be protected. I don't have to explain myself why. And the VPN provides things like encryption, and anonymity. When it comes to encryption, what does actually encryption means? Encryption is a process that, it's a mathematical process that data is going through, and it kind of looks like a very random string of numbers and letters and stuff and symbols sometimes and so on. And that data is technically going through that algorithm by and using a key. The only way of decrypting that data is by using a key similar to the one that was encrypted with. There are different types of keys, and there's different types of encryptions and so on. I've briefly talked about the encryption when it comes to Wi-Fi protocols, mentioning AES and so on, but that's kind of what it is, encryption. Sometimes the key is the same, the key that is encrypted with and the key that is decrypted with is the same. Sometimes they're different. They're kind of like a lock and a key sort of thing, in the sense of the lock locks the data and the key unlocks the data or decrypts the data and so on. And there are many other ways of encrypting the data, but that's technically what it does. It randomizes the characters and it's not plain text. And for an eye or for any other sort of algorithm or scanning process or anything like that, that data seems extremely random and it cannot be read unless you have the key to decrypt the data that was encrypted. And because of that, it also provides anonymity on the VPN networks. This goes from sending emails, shopping online, paying bills, doing your online banking, going on social media, and just browsing. The possibilities are endless. Imagine what you do on the internet. It can protect you while doing that. How does it work? Before any data can be sent from one place to another, there are multiple types of VPN. When it comes to company's VPN, between your device and the company's server or the company VPN server, when you connect to the company's VPN, it is technically form a thing called a tunnel, in which if you have a look at the VPN that you connect to your company and look over the IP address, you will see a different IP address compared to the one that you can find of like what's my public IP address, because there are multiple types of IP addresses, and I'm not gonna get into that now because that's such a long discussion just with IP addresses. And you will see that between the internal server that provides the VPN service and your device, there are particular similar IP addresses, and those IP addresses connect with each other. They're in the same network, and they're private IP addresses. They're VPN IP addresses, and they form a such called tunnel. And that tunnel is an encrypted tunnel, and the data just runs through it without any problems. That's why you can connect to your company's VPN and access very sensitive data while staying very safe online. A lot of companies nowadays, because of this situation that's happening in the world right now, have chosen to restrict the VPN to only be accessed with a particular purpose. For example, if you need a specific set of data, you have to go through the VPN. If you need to browse the internet, you go through your home Wi-Fi network and you don't go through the VPN. And that is very normal, because that saves a lot of bandwidth when it comes to the company's VPN server. Because imagine having 50, 100, 200, 500 employees trying to connect to this one bad server at the same time. It just doesn't, it just won't. And I'm browsing through it and so on. And on the other side, there is the commercial VPN servers, which we're gonna talk about particularly today. And in the next video that I'm gonna do is also talking about the commercial VPN servers, because I will be helping you to choose the best VPN service for you. I have some preferences. I'm gonna tell you next week about them. That's kind of what it does when it comes to a commercial VPN service. It creates a tunnel between yourself and where you're trying to reach, and it kind of masks all the information that is going through your computer and that website server or wherever. And also it kind of just jumps from servers to server, so it's very, very, well, it's impossible to trace because the traffic is encrypted and it can't be read. And this means that it will protect you of multiple things. So let's talk about what does it hide. What are those things that are hiding VPNs? Love me a good VPN. It's one of those things that a cyber security professional loves to see implemented, and also has a heart attack every time he sees that some people don't use it. I know I've almost had, like particular rage reactions when people talking about not using a VPN while handling sensitive information. But anyway, let's move on from this. So the first thing that is hiding is your browsing history. Imagine browsing incognito, but on your normal browser. Nobody cares. Nobody's looking for it. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what you've been doing online. Don't be nasty, but nobody knows. And this can be very helpful because you can get cheaper airplane tickets. I know I need some. And nobody can track what you click. Nobody can track what you liked. Nobody can track what you shopped or not shopped, because sometimes you do put stuff in the basket and then close the browser. I know, I've done it one too many times. So nobody can use your information to advertise you specific things that you've been doing in your last browsing history. Nobody can do that for you. Number two, your IP address and location. Obviously, it masks your IP address because it uses a different IP address to browse online and so on. And also that's linked to the location that you're from. There's a lot of information that is hidden under that number. It's not just a random number in the world. Three, which is a perk that I particularly like, and is a perk that I've seen a lot of YouTubers promote. It's like Some of these VPN services have been highly promoted on YouTube specifically by influencers, and they love to talk about this. And this is location for streaming. Imagine putting a VPN on and saying, I'm in US. I can watch all the US shows. I'm in Australia. I can watch all the Australian shows that are on Netflix. I'm in wherever part of the world. I'm in Romania and I can watch all the Romanian shows on Netflix. Well, when you don't have the VPN, you can't do that. And then you can switch between them depending what you like to see. I didn't know that Netflix is different in every country until I went to New York, and then suddenly I couldn't watch a British show because I was connected to a US Wi-Fi, and I was so confused. Thank God I had downloaded that British show on my computer, because if you have the app on Netflix on a Windows device, you can download things on your device, and I had to watch it offline. But I was like, thank God I downloaded it, because I couldn't have finished my series. It was very important. What was I supposed to do at 5 a.m. when I couldn't sleep? You know, time difference and stuff. I gotta occupy my time with something. So there you have it. That's what I did. Thank God I downloaded it, but I was so surprised. I was like, why am I seeing all these new shows that I haven't seen before? And that is why, because Netflix is different. And it's not just Netflix, it's different streaming services and so on. This is just one example, but YouTubers love to explain it and they love to promote it as much as they can. If you're not too bothered about it, you know, it's just another perk. Hide your devices. A VPN can help protect your devices, including desktop, laptops, tablets, smartphones, and so many other things. As I said, the data that is sent from your device to the internet, that's protected, it's encrypted, and so on. Therefore, it protects your devices. Your web activity, and you're maintaining internet freedom, which is a weird thing that they put into this. And I understand their angle and where they're coming from, because they're talking about government surveillance. I think that for some of us, this should be our last worry, hence why it's probably their last point. But honestly, I do understand that if you're doing naughty things online, you might be real quick caught by the government, because things get flagged on the internet and they see that, and it's normal, and they have a superiority when it comes to the authority on the internet. And as well, they control things like protocols and how they're implemented, or they can control things like protocol and how they're implemented in each countries, as long as regulations and so many other things. So people that are saying that the internet is free and is for everyone and the government doesn't control it are sort of wrong, because, you know, it's at the end of the day, laws and basic protocols and stuff like that are put in place by organizations, not international organizations. And what I've discovered in the past 6 months is politics runs so deep into our society, and it's so important for us to pay attention to it and make sure we vote. And when we vote, we are very well informed when we put our vote down, because that can affect us, that can affect our families, and that can affect our day-to-day life real quick. Real quick. That's it from me today. You're gonna have a video on how to choose the best VPN service for you, and we're gonna compare the most popular VPN services, and when it comes to their prices and the servers that they own and a lot of other criterias. It's really fun to film as well. It's a very good deep deep dive into the VPN services that I've been wanting to do, honestly, for so long. I can't believe that it's been taking me so long to get there. But here we are, we're doing it, VPNs. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. And follow me on Instagram, like this video, and comment down below any other questions that you have when it comes to VPN and your cybersecurity and so on. And also, very, very important, don't forget to stay safe, protect yourself and protect your devices. And I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Bye! Yeah. And that's my 5 cents. Because there were 5.